Hello and welcome. My name is Anastasia Zatula. I'm a Reiki master, NLP master, and today I'm going to talk about how to get pregnant using energy. Now, pregnancy is like everything, is work with energy. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not even a holistic doctor, so please do see your doctor, but I will give you my opinion. I will give you energetic work kind of steps of what needs to be done that helped my clients, my friends that I helped with this kind of issue, and maybe it will ring a bell, maybe it will help you also. Why I decided to record this video, I mean, I'm not that much into maternity or nothing like that, but I wanted to record this video because a week ago, around Christmas, a friend of mine called, not a friend, like an acquaintance, and I helped her to get pregnant. Before, she's not my client, I just helped her, I just blurted out what she needs to do, so to say, and she listened, she caught the idea, and she did it, and she got pregnant after 15 years of not being able to get pregnant, of using the IVF procedures, different hormonal treatments and everything, and finally she's pregnant, and she's really already advanced pregnant. So and I asked you, can I use you as an example for this video? And she was like, yeah, sure, you can. So anyways, that's why I decided, because I see that there are women that are trying to get pregnant for years and years, and they're unsuccessful. And they try to use different kind of hormonal treatments. They try to use different kind of I don't know. They try to use their magic and doctors and everything they can, and it seems like they could not. Look, the thing is that pregnancy is an ultimate creation. You're creating inside, not outside. Yeah, you can go to 1,000 doctors, but until it clicks here and your energy changes, probably nothing will really happen. And I know actually people that I know women that don't get pregnant for years, and when I tell them, do you want me to tell you what you need to do, and they're like, no, not really, because I know they're not that much wanting, I guess, to get pregnant. Now, those that want, and I had two clients that came to me, they wanted to get pregnant. And they said, I don't know whether you can help me with that, but I would want to try. I want to work with you to see whether I can get pregnant healthy, naturally. And most of them did get pregnant. Now, I have a couple friends that didn't get pregnant, but they didn't want. I will get to that. Now, so pregnancy is a creation. You're creating it, and for the creation, you need three things, so only three things. So a woman needs to have security, pleasure, and be in the role of an adult woman. And I will get into all of them. So if you have all three of them, you will get pregnant. If you are a healthy adult and the doctor is telling you everything is good, seems like everything is perfect, you will get pregnant. I almost guarantee you on that. Now, even if there are some kind of issues with you, you still can get pregnant. And you heard about all these miracle pregnancies and whatever it is. I actually heard, I was exposed to it. I had neighbors when I was little, and they basically couldn't have children. They were like done, like completely. The doctor said that they could not have children, so they adopted the little girl, which was really shocking. In the place where we lived, it was absolutely strange, and everybody was kind of they were afraid of this kind of shame and that they were exposing themselves to, but still they adopted the little girl, and a few months after, a woman was pregnant. So a body can do miracles with that. You just need to convince your body that it has to have that has to get pregnant, that it would be okay. Now, when a woman is young, you will tell me, well, Anastasia, not always a woman has three things, but she does get pregnant. Usually when a woman is young, those three things come naturally. So a woman is focusing on herself, she is in the role of adult, she feels secure because she's young and everything is trying for her, and she has pleasure because she's enjoying the life, she's young. That's why in a younger age, I mean, a woman gets pregnant very fast, very easy, because her energy is on point. Now, the older a woman becomes, it doesn't mean that it's just her energy is changing, and that's why it's harder, but it shouldn't be really. It could be as easy as this. And if you and I put here, if you could not get pregnant, chances 100% you either don't want or you're afraid, or you are in the wrong role. I can guarantee you that. Now I will tell you a story. I will tell you a story about my cousin. So I have an older cousin, and she has a lot of this Cancerian energy. She's like a mommy type, and she always she's married since she's with the same guy since they were teenagers. She married him as soon as he was ready to marry her. I'm not sure. So they've been together for many years now. She always wanted to have a kid. That's what she was saying. Just because somebody says doesn't mean that that's what they want. Now, because she has so much Cancerian energy, this is like a mommy energy. If you know Cancers, you know how they are. They always want to feel. But Cancers also are very feeble like this, because they are ruled by the moon. They are emotional, not always stable, not always secure. I know because I'm Cancer rising, so. Not to bash the Cancers. So she basically, this was her life, and she lived. Her parents were supporting her. She never worked until she was like 37 or something. So she was her parents were supporting her, and she was with this guy that was here and there. So she didn't had security in her life. First of all, she depended for her life on her parents until she was already a seriously grown-up woman, and she depended on some kind of security from her boyfriend, who was a husband then, who is energy affair. So sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. He was in the army, so sometimes he would live for a couple years, and she never knew where they were standing like that. Now, but she still wanted to have a kid, seems like, but she couldn't. So for many years, I think over 20 years, they were trying to get a child, and she couldn't. She went through, I'm telling you, they are like on a wealthy type of family. They did everything there could be. They went to natural doctors, not natural doctors. They did IVF many times. She killed herself with hormones. I mean, everything was like she did everything there could be to get that child, you see. And at one point she basically gave up, and she was just like, okay, so it doesn't happen. And she didn't only give up on that, she took control for her life. Something was with her parents, and she took control. She actually went and got herself a job. She didn't only got herself a job, she started liking it, so she stopped depending on her husband also. She basically just grew up overnight. She took control over her life. And once that happened and she started enjoying her grown-up life, she got pregnant like that very fast. That was before I was consulting, but once I start studying energy, I understand why that happened. You see, once she felt secure, once she became an adult, she was ready to welcome the child. She was ready to create. Before that, she didn't have the grounds for the creation. Now, the doctors told her that it was an absolute miracle and that was impossible. But it happened, and I know that because she's my cousin, and I know the little girl. Well, the girl is not that little, but what I want to say is that it's possible, and you can do it too. Now, you don't need to wait 20 years. You can do it, all the steps that I will tell you, and you will be able to get pregnant very fast. So these are the steps you need to take. You need to make sure, first of all, and she's not the only one. I just told you, I'm telling you, I'm giving you examples of people that I asked permission to kind of speak about. I do know more people, but maybe I shouldn't mention them. I don't know if they mind or not mind. So the first step is you need to make sure that you're an adult. And if you will tell me, Anastasia, I'm an adult, yes, but are you adult? Are you in the role of an adult? Like, for example, when my cousin was depending on her parents and her parents were supporting her, she was not in the role of adult. She was in the role of a child. And if you don't know about the roles, please do watch my my video, Systemic Approach to Life. In that video, I explain that we have roles with everything. And at one point, when you get to the age of maturity, 18 or 21 in the United States, you become an adult. You're responsible for your own life. You could not be dependent on your parents, on your whoever else. You depend only on yourself, and that's how it is. Nobody else is responsible for you. Now, because she was depending on her parents for everything, she didn't have a coin to her person. she basically never took the responsibility for her life. She was not an adult. So you need to make sure you are an adult. You are not in a child's position. That's when you depend on others to live. You are not in a teenager position when you just argue and try to prove the point. For example, those people that are like, okay, I'm going to marry this guy just to make my parents mad. I'm going to get pregnant just because nobody believes in me, or something like that. This is a teenage position. This is not an adult. Also, when you're in the wrong role, like for example, you have already a child. For example, you're parenting your own parents. You already have the place for a child is taken by your parents. Or if you become a parent to your husband or a parent to somebody else, I'm not sure. Like a long time ago, when I was a little kid, we had this teacher. She couldn't have her own kids. And when I was studying the systemic approach, I was kind of remembering her, because I think the role of the children were taken because she was too involved with the children in the school. Like she was really, really involved. Like she would treat some kids like her own kids. So her basically the place for the children was taken. So you need to make sure you're not a mommy to somebody else. You're not a mother to your parents. You're not mother to your husband, boyfriend, or anybody else, or to your friends. You need to make sure that the role of a mother is open for the children that come, for your own creation. And this is important that you're an adult and available to have kids. If you will tell me, well, I already have a couple kids, yeah, but it's different. These are your own creation. These kids are your own creation. Even if it's adopted children, these are the children that needs your maternity, your advice, your care. You see. Now, if it's a grown-up man that you're caring for, then it's a little weird, because he's grown up. He's an adult himself. Let him be an adult. If it's your parents, your energy flows backwards, because instead of you forwarding energy towards the children that you're supposed to care for, your energy goes back now to your parents or to whoever else. So maybe you take care of your brother and sister, so your energy flows sideways. Your energy should go forward. Whether it's your children or your adopted children or whoever, the energy goes forward like this. This is important, very important. I see this most of the time. If a woman is in her, let's say, in her 40s and she could not get pregnant, that's because of that, because she's either taken care of her parents or she's taken care of her husband or something like that. This is the majority of the time. Now, that's because my clients mostly are very independent women. I don't have women that are in a position of a child or a teenager, but I did see women like this, and I was able to snap them out, and I told them, you need to become an adult if you want to be a parent. So this is the first thing. It is important, very important. I'm telling you this. Without it, you won't be able to be a mother. And if you will tell me, well, what about those girls that were like 16, 17 years old and they got pregnant? Yeah, at that moment they were in the position of an adult. They took the responsibility for their life. So some people at 40 are not in an adult position. Some people at 16 are very independent. I came to the United States when I was 19. And I had only $50 before that I was working for many years. So I was pretty adult even before I became an adult. So it is possible. Now, the second step, what you need to do, you need to make sure you want to have a child for the right reasons. Why? Because this is creation. And this creation comes from inside of you. If your mind will understand that you don't need it, or this is a threat for you, or this will create something, your mind will never allow this creation to happen. And this I see very, very often. I actually had a colleague that couldn't get pregnant for that reason, I think. I'm pretty sure, for the most part. Why? Because she was basically pushed by her husband and his extensive relatives to have the child, and I don't think she wanted the kid. So she tried, she really did try to. She went through a lot of procedures, a lot of different things, and she couldn't. And She couldn't get pregnant. She basically gave up, and it didn't spoil anything for her. She's as happy as she was. So if you trying to get pregnant for wrong reasons, you need to make sure to explain your mind why you're doing it. You need to convince your mind, first of all. And you need to, here I put it here, you need to justify it for yourself somehow. For example, your husband is telling you you are married to a wealthy man and he wants an heir to his empire, and he's telling you, I want to have a kid, and you are not really buying this thing. So he's telling you, I'm going to, to lavish you with gifts, I'm going to buy you a couple apartments or something like that. And you're like, okay, that makes sense. Let's put the moral kind of thing aside. Usually a woman could not get pregnant because they're afraid for security. Now a man is creating security for you, and you can convince yourself that it could be a good idea. Or maybe you're afraid that you wouldn't be a good mother. Now you need to make sure that you will have babysitters, nannies, governesses. I mean, in our day and age, everything is possible. So until you will basically convince your mind that it's a good idea, that you are ready for it, that it would be really amazing to carry out a child, to give birth to a child, to see somebody grow, only then you basically your mind will cooperate with you and make sure that the energy is working right. So yeah, I put here, you cannot outsmart yourself. You can only make a deal with yourself. And that's it. When people start telling you, oh my God, you're this many years old, you are supposed to have a child, it would be late, this, that, and you're trying to rush yourself in. I mean, be realistic. Try to understand how your mind works. Your mind is not buying none of this outside stuff, of this outside influence. So if you want your mind to be on your side, you better justify it somehow for yourself. So yeah, maybe you're, 45, maybe 50, and you want to have a child, and you don't know how to get the baby. I mean, explain to yourself, make sure that you are ready, make sure that you do want to have a child for the right reasons, not because you think it would be too late, or not because the society expects it from you or something, but because you're ready to create. Creation needs a lot of energy. It doesn't just happen like this. So make sure that you do all that. Now, the third step is you need to make sure that you're secure. This was a problem for me for many times. I had couple men that I really wanted to have a child with, and I remember a rather vulnerable thing I'm sharing with you. I was able to, my eggs were fertilized, but I couldn't hold the baby in. And why? Because it was because of the security. I even remember one time I was walking to work. I came out early, and I didn't want to take a bus, so I just walked to work. It was beautiful weather, and I remember I was walking, it was really beautiful, and I was enjoying it, and this thought came in. I was already maybe a couple weeks late or something, so I knew I probably am pregnant. But this fear came to me, like, I live in the United States. There is no really a maternity leave for like 2-3 years. The maternity leave is like maybe 2 months or 3 months, something like that. And I had this fear, it just came on me, like, what if the guy will leave me? I mean, what if I lose a job? What if I won't be able to, to do my job? What will happen then? And I couldn't stand. Even right now, I'm going back and I feel this like my whole chest was just squeezed, and I was so scared. I couldn't stand. I sat on somebody's porch, and I was just breathing like this because it was that scary. I mean, what if that happened? Now I'm not just by myself. I will have a child. I'm responsible for it. And what if I won't be able to provide? Like, these fears, I mean, they were just circulating, and they were making a big deal out of nothing. Obviously, that man was not going to leave. He wanted the child and everything. But at that moment, I couldn't. I was so scared. I was scared to the point that all I wanted is to sit on that porch like this. I couldn't even sit straight. So what happened? I came to work and I was still shaken. I took a taxi. I came to work, I was still shaking, and I got my period like within 2 hours or something. Why? Because of the security. I didn't felt secure. Security is important. And I think for sure, two of my, not clients, one is client, one is not, had the same issue. So you need to have security. You need to find out though what security is for you. If security for you is to be married to the guy, then marry him first. Your security is to have a lot of money. You see, if I would have had like an extensive savings, I could have said, that's fine, you know, so I won't be working for a few years or whatever. I can, you know, I can go and live somewhere else. If I would have this, if I would have that extensive kind of savings, I would not, that would not happen to me, you see. And probably I would stay at my job, and I probably would be with the same guy, and everything would be good, but I would know that if something goes wrong, I have the savings. Now, I did actually, I'm not sure what, but the savings was not as much, so I knew it wouldn't last me long. But still, find out what the security is for you, and basically create it. And then you will tell me, well, there are people that get pregnant from a complete stranger. Yes, there are, but they feel secure in their life. And I actually knew somebody who got pregnant like this on a musical festival, but her parents are wealthy. She didn't really even needed her job. I mean, we were working together, but she really didn't care for it. So in life, she felt very secure. And I guess in that atmosphere, she felt somewhat pleasure, and she got this guy and she got pregnant. So security is not only about the guy. If you have a guy in your life is security, then have him. Make sure that he is serious. But for the most part, security could be created differently. It could be your parents that would back you up, maybe your savings, maybe you have some passive incomes or something like that. Make sure you have security is important. You see, security is your root chakra, and the creation happens in your second chakra. You could not feel pleasure if you are not secure. You see, first you need to have food, shelter, warmth, and only then you can feel pleasure. You could not feel pleasure if you don't take care of your physical body first. It's crucial. Security is important. If you want, watch the video on root chakra, if that would make it easier for you. But security is very important for creation, any kind of creation. You could not create something. You see, I have a few meditations on YouTube. I didn't create them right away. I had the plan to create them, and I had two courses. Also, I didn't create them just, I had the plan. I had a plan for many years to do them, but only when I felt secure, I started creating them. How did I felt secure? I started working. I have my clients. I mean, I have the income that coming in, and only then I was able to create. So any kind of creation needs security first. You wouldn't be able to create if you don't have security. I don't know what needs to happen for you. You need to have some kind of security. Like, I have a friend, she lives in the United States, but her parents live in another country. They are very rich. So she knows that if something happens, she can always call them. So I guess she can create. She doesn't for some reason, but still, she has security. So create the security. Security is important. Again, security is inside of you, not outside. So if you think you get married to the guy and you will feel secure, and you are not, then the issue is not with the guy. The issue is that security is in something else. Now you can just move the outside forces a little bit to create that security. For me, well, not for me, I had a co-worker that had a baby. For her, the good insurance was security, because with her first child she paid a lot out of pocket, like maybe 15,000 or something, and she really she was not ready to have another child because of that, because of the expenses. So only when she found like a really good insurance with really good coverage, only then she got pregnant second time, because she knew everything, almost everything would be covered for her. Again, find out what security is for you, and do that. Maybe you need a house before, or maybe you need to I'm not sure. Find your own security for everybody. I always thought that security is always the same for everybody, but it's not. Different people have different ideas of security. but without security, you won't be able. You will be able to fertilize, but you won't be able to hold the the fertilized egg. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, and you'll tell me, well, Anastasia, maybe you didn't have enough vitamins. Maybe I didn't have enough vitamins, but why did it happen? Why did it happen in that particular moment? It has, and it was happening for a couple of years. Maybe because I didn't have a very secure boyfriend. That's what it is. Now, another step is you need to have pleasure. Now, creation comes in pleasure. This is your second chakra. If you don't feel pleasure, chances are slim that you will start to create. That's why younger girls are so easy to get pregnant than the older women. Why? Because older women don't have that much pleasure. They don't work on their second chakra. And if you want to get pregnant fast, you need to work on your second chakra. Your second chakra is your water, your pleasure, your creation, whether you want it or not. Now, I have a whole bunch of meditations on pleasure. Please do watch them. You must feel your body. If your body is not in pleasure, you won't be able to create. Because if your body is not in pleasure, then it's not relaxed enough to have the baby. And you know what will happen? Your mind thinks that your body you need to do something before you will have the baby. Why? Because right now life is not easy. You don't feel pleasure. You see, you need to start feeling pleasure at least half an hour a day, every day. I would also mention that the more pleasure you have, the stronger your child will come out energetically. You see, all my clients are very strong energy-wise. Why? They're either first child or the only child, or something like that. These are kids that came out with a huge energy boost. You see, if you want your child to be healthy, to be energetically strong, you need to have pleasure, and you obviously, you can fill up your child with energy once you're pregnant. You can do a lot of practices. You can fill up the child. He will be strong or she will be strong. But why not to start the life of this baby with really like a boom, with a strong energy boost. So you have to have pleasure. Now, I would say that this is the problem of my clients. They are all like independent, secure women, but they don't have pleasure, and that's why it's hard for them to create, just because they don't have enough. They don't have pleasure in them to start creating. That's basically it. And I tell them that, and they know that, and that's how they do get pregnant. When they get into the right position, when they start making sure that they have enough security and they have enough pleasure, and they get pregnant. It's that easy, and that's fast. It doesn't take, as long as you make a switch and you're conscious about that switch. You see, like I had one of my clients for almost 2 years, and she's like, why couldn't I get pregnant? And I'll tell you why. Because this was the problem. She told me that she's an adult that's focused on herself and not babying nobody, but yet she was. Even though she was not calling her parents every single minute and asking whether they took their pills and something, she still was always thinking about them and always worrying about them. So the space was not ready for the children, because she already has 2 children. And I couldn't understand what's going on. I mean, I see she has pleasure. I mean, I was doing her energy alignment, so I know she has pleasure. I know she's secure because she has the money. I mean, I know everything is there. What was the issue? And I said, what do you think about parents? Only when I dug until I found out that she's still blaming her parents. Only when I told her, that's it, you're forbidden to think about your parents. You only need to look for strengths in your parents. Only then she was able to get pregnant like this, very fast. So you will if you have all 3 of this. Now, I should also mention something. You need to also work on your self-love. Why? You see, our consciousness and our body is very selfish. If you are not, you have an inner child inside of you, and if you are not giving enough love to your inner child will start competing with that baby that you're bringing in. It sounds a little strange, but trust me, that's how it is. You need to make sure that you love yourself as well. You need to be caring and patient with yourself. Otherwise, yourself will get rid of that competition that takes more love than you do. Usually, there is no problem in that, because once you get pregnant, you got oxytocin developing, and you start becoming a little warmer, a little softer, a little more caring towards yourself. You take everything easier. Usually there is no problem. But if you have problem, if you start being hard on yourself, don't be. Make sure that self-love is important. While the child is inside of you, you're feeding the child love. But if you don't have love towards yourself, how are you going to project that love on that unborn baby? This is important. This is not important to get pregnant, but this is important for a healthy pregnancy development and for a healthy baby that will be born, and for your body responding to you. I noticed women that have less self-love, they gain a lot of weight outside of the obviously baby weight, and every woman will gain a little weight, but they become almost obese. They start having problems with their health, with their legs, with everything, when they don't have enough self-love. The body basically trying to destroy itself to get rid of that something that that closes the love flow towards the body. So this is important. It's not as important to get pregnant, but it is important if you want to come out of pregnancy healthy and fulfilled and with a strong baby. Now, I do have another video, Femininity and Maternity. I'm going to put it in the link. Please do watch it. If you're inspired to be a parent, please do watch it. Make sure that you have the right roles with the child. Okay, to sum it up, now, if you do all these steps, you will get pregnant. I guarantee you that. Maybe some doctors will not agree with me, but remember, I'm an energy worker. I'm telling you that everything is energy, and everything could be, maybe I'm too optimistic, or maybe I'm too delusional, but it works for me, I guess. But everything you couldn't imagine, our bodies, the energy that our bodies are made of is very, very strong, and we can overcome anything. Anything is possible, truly. So why not to give yourself a chance before you confirm to your mind that you couldn't have kids. It's like you should never give such confirmation, because your mind will be looking for proof, and that's not what you want. Okay, overall, so to sum it up, you can get pregnant, and you can get pregnant fast. You will get pregnant as soon as you switch, like within a month. It's that easy. I told you, I helped a few people. I had a couple clients, and all of them got pregnant. The two that didn't get pregnant, they didn't want. One admitted to me, and another is like, well, I'm not sure, I don't know, like this. So everybody who wanted, for a right reason, everybody got pregnant. I'm telling you this, that it is that easy. And whatever you will tell me, well, I have a medical diagnosis and this, yeah, okay. Miracles happen every day. You can believe in the diagnosis, or you can believe that you will be able to transform your energy, and the energy will help you to get pregnant. As I told you, I have a cousin, a living proof, like my own cousin, and I have ex-co-workers, living proof that I really, and it was not some kind of miracle. I can really see what happened in that place. So anyways, pregnancy is ultimate creation. You need to make sure your energy, your mind, and your consciousness are all on the same page with you. You won't be able to create if you don't have this three. You need to be in the right role, an adult. You need to make sure that the place of a mother, the role of a mother, is not taken already. You also need to make sure that you have security, whatever security means for you. And you need to have pleasure, and you do need to have self-love. So the first one is you need to be an adult. You need to make sure you don't depend on nobody, you don't prove nobody nothing. You are an adult, a conscious adult. You need to make sure that you are not a mother to anybody else already, except for your children. If you have children, whether they are adopted or your natural children, that's fine. as long as you're not a parent to your husband, your mother, your father, your sisters or brothers or anybody like that. Now then you need to make sure that you have the child for right reasons, and if you don't, justify it somehow to your mind. Your mind is a very powerful tool, and you need to make sure it's on the right page. If you will let's say you're a materialistic person, you don't want to have a child, but you do want to have, I don't know, a new Bentley or something, and now your man is telling you, if you will give me an heir, I will buy you a Bentley. Justify it to your mind. Doesn't mean that you will be a bad mother, you probably just need the time to adjust, but tell your mind, okay, so I'll have a baby, then I will have my Bentley. So your mind sees it as okay, opportunity here. What I want to say is, I'm sure not everybody is like this, but find a good justification. If you are with the husband and he wants to have a child, and you don't see a point of why would you have a third child, you already have two, like you really don't want, but you do want to please your husband, justify it somehow to your mind, because if you won't, the mind will not help you with that. That's the second. So make sure you have the child for the right reason. Make sure you are secure. Create the security, whatever the security is for you. I had somebody I knew. The security for her was not money, was not the support of the parents, was not even the father of the child. The security for her was to have a good husband, something like that. So she basically married a man that was not a father of the child. He knew. It's not like it was not a secret, nothing like that. But she felt like once she had that man, she was like really, really happy with her pregnancy. So, and it was so funny, because before that, the doctors were telling her that chances are very slim that she will be able to last the whole pregnancy. Once she got married to this, once she found him, once they got engaged, just the pregnancy was going smooth. So find the security, whatever security is for you. Make sure you do have pleasure. I'm going to put videos on pleasure. This is important. You could not create without pleasure. If you're not excited about something, there is no chance of having it. And you need to make sure that the self-love is on point. Feel love, work on your heart chakra. Make sure that you feel love towards yourself as much as to the baby that is coming up. All right, that's it. Please do send this video to ladies that do want to get pregnant. It is a new year. It's a year that will be full of miracles. So send it to some that are maybe, I don't know, maybe they already, I'm not sure, maybe they give up on the idea, or maybe they're not sure what to do or how to do. Maybe they're too shy to ask for help. Send them, maybe it will click. As I said, this girl that I spoke to, she's not my client. I only blurted out of something. I told her, you need to do this, and she listened. She caught that phrase and she took it seriously, and that's what she did, and she got pregnant. So maybe for somebody there would be some kind of ideas. Maybe it would, maybe something will click in their mind and they will be able to get pregnant. Please do share this video. Please like, comment if you have questions to ask. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I've seen with my own eyes in my own life with my clients that it works, and I'm sure if you will think about it, it does really make sense. Plus, it's all about energy. Anyways, enjoy your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody.